When I think about temporary urbanism, or tactical urbanism as some people call it, I don't often think of my own city of Copenhagen. I think of all the amazing things that are happening all over the world. In my work in urbanism, also shooting the life-size city, man, you just see so many cool projects. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist here in Copenhagen. It's just I don't really see it that often until today. Because I have a friend with an amazing project that I have been aching to have a look at. Hey everybody. If you haven't been here before, I'm Mikael, colville-andersen, urban designer, author, and host of the TV documentary series about urbanism, The Life-Size City. Welcome to the YouTube channel for the series. Now, I'm sure that many of us have seen cool temporary urbanism projects in cities, either in your own city or reading something about them online. But I'm thrilled today to be able to explore one of them in my own backyard here in Copenhagen. Often we get to see the end result and hopefully get to experience it as a user. But delving deep into the design process, man, it is fascinating, and it is something that we should do more often. Great ideas always have a seed, and they are nurtured with creativity, passion, and hard work. Now, when you're dealing with a person like Tina, the woman I'm going to interview today, man, you get the whole creative journey. And all with an indefatigable passion and energy that is, and I can tell you from personal experience, contagious and inspiring. I was absolutely thrilled to get a tour of her new urban reading garden in the Nørrebro neighborhood here in Copenhagen. An urban space that she conceived, designed, and built herself. I am just left wondering how in the world we can bottle her energy and drive, just 10% of it, and inject it into urbanists, planners, politicians, you name it, all over the world. You'll see what I mean in a minute. If you like the project you're about to see and you live in Copenhagen, I have put a link in the description to a public Google map where you can add locations on the urban landscape in this city where you think that there should be temporary urbanism and better public space. Let's hit it. Hi, how you doing? Cool. Good to see you.
Yes, you too.
You have been talking about this project with me for so long, and I have demonstratively not come down to have a look at it because I wanted you to show me around. I've done detours past this spot because I want to see it fresh for the first time, right?
Wow,
yeah.
I'm a little, flattered by that you wouldn't have a spoiler on it.
Normally people aren't flattered when I avoid them, but yeah, okay.
No, totally.
Because I knew we were going to do this little film and also, or just hang out even if we weren't sticking microphones in your face and stuff, right? Cool. I used to live right around the corner from here, so this is completely different compared to what I remember from back in the day.
What do you remember back from the day?
Oh, it was like this fence. A little bit of grass, and it was kind of like a cultural center with lots of graffiti and, well, art. Someplace I walked past and I never even thought about going in. So I don't even know what it was back then. So.
Well, fair enough. It was a garden, but a little, boring, nothing to sit on, a white picket fence, not actually fitting in the space. So what we needed to develop is something it's a reading garden for the human library. So it needed to have a function. It couldn't just be left as a patch of grass. Yeah. So we needed to develop it because this is the first permanent human library. They exist in like 80 countries, but this is the first one that's permanent. I'm looking at the public space, which wasn't public and now is. Tell me about, you designed all this stuff, man. Yeah,
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I did. We needed to have a modular system because by the time we decided, okay, this is happening, we're building it, we're getting money from the city. We were so late and the opening was like in a month. So what do? You don't have any craftsmen that you can build with, and you have a ton of wood that you can build out of. So something cheap, something fast, something sustainable, I'm almost afraid to say, because we did it ish. I can't sell this completely because you need time if you're gonna do out of recycled wood. You still need to, Or
you could just grow your own trees and wait 40 years and then maybe do it, right? But that would take we don't got time for that.
I would. That's the best. But we didn't have time to collect any wood, so we bought the wood.
Right.
It is what it is. It's kind of like Legos, These flower beds, they're put together on these little, what do you want to call it, profiles.
So it could be higher if you wanted it to be, right? Yeah.
It could be whatever.
Oh, right, okay.
It could be higher, broader, however you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So it gave us that opportunity to have that, exchange between the sitting surfaces and the planting surfaces. So how we did it is we actually did it together with the users. So people that come here are called books because they all carry some sort of trait. Either they have a mental condition or they have had something happen to them that makes them stand out and are prone to stereotyping, prejudice, all sorts. So there are many people here that contribute to human library. So what we did is we built together with them. So we built with the users for the users, and it was just this magical process of 2 weeks, midsummer. All we needed to do is cut the pieces at length and teach people how to put 4 pegs in and put 16 screws in.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Wow.
And then you would just take a block and you would start stacking it on top of each other. So we see here, we have, for example, we have 4 blocks on top of each other and they're hollow. And then here we have 3 blocks and you have a planter all the way here.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You've been telling me about it. I didn't realize it was that modular, man. That's cool.
It's completely modular. And these babies, these are very, very pretty. And the client was very open. I have to say this about the client. Like, he gave me free roam. And when I came with the idea of how to do it and what to do, he was like, that's great, let's do that. And he was just, very welcoming to all new ideas, and that was awesome.
It's so rare that we have clients that are going, yeah, we'll do whatever you want. That just sounds awesome. I'll just call me when it's done. Oh, it's like, I've had maybe 2 of those in my career in urbanism, right? And it's just like, oh, those are the ones you miss.
Oh, we need a reading iron. I had no idea what he was talking about. I had no idea. I thought he needed some plans. I didn't know what he was talking about. But then coming here, he explained what he wants to have. And then I came with the vision, with the practical vision, what will enable that his dream to live within this space. And so there's a few things that we incorporated. So, you're coming down the street and then you kind of want to catch people, right? It's like you catch them off the street, you fish them. So that's why we needed to have that exchange between the secluded private garden, also having a very clear signal. I am public space. Come, enter me. You come in and you sit, because it pulls you in. It's nudging. It's called.
I know you. You don't nudge people. You shove, right?
Yeah, I do.
Get in here.
Yeah, I
Use
do.
the public space.
I'm that kind of a person. Yeah, don't stand next to a pool when I'm around.
Okay.
I'll go
Checking for
on.
water. Okay, we're good. All right, so cool. This draws people in. But show me around. Like, show me what else there is. Let's go. Let's have a wander.
Okay.
Lead, and I will follow.
Yeah. So we have a little platform here. The client really wanted to have something like a, social media kind of, where you can go up and look over, so you can kind of feel the whole garden. So if you stand up here, you can see the whole garden from here, and you check.
Oh, there's the garden. All right, cool.
And then you turn around and you take a picture.
Oh my God, yeah, all right.
It's the whole thing where you have to do it if you want to promote your project.
There you go. Okay, no, that's cool.
Just to see like a good example of a reading nook where you would hold readings. You have all the different levels, and it's important for me, as well as the client, right, that you create something where children can run around, because it is human library in the hours that are open, but it's like for the local kids and the local, just every age.
It's a playground.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, cool.
It needs to have that extra something,
But it's also
crawl around.
designed. It's not like we're gonna do a really cool urbanist project called the Human Library and have some public space, but it's actually like anybody can just come in and use it.
A little movable element that we needed to add. Yeah, there's just when you do small projects, it's the small grain that's so important. So it's too heavy to steal, but not too heavy to move around here.
I could steal that. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do it.
No, I won't do it. What's the building?
The building is venlig bolig. So
like friendly homes.
Friendly homes, yeah. If I recall correctly, it's 500,000 Danish crowns. You can buy it, put it in your backyard, and give accommodation to a family in dire straits.
Oh, like refugees and whatnot as well. I mean, it's part of the refugees welcome movement, right?
Exactly,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, exactly. We also design things for inside, and it's a combination of this modular. It's modular furniture where you basically have one volume, and then you can put 4 of these volumes in, which makes it possible to do a little tribune, to sit in levels, or you can put the whole thing away, or out of those 6 pieces of furniture, you actually get 32 pieces of furniture,
Oh, wow.
if I'm
Okay.
counting correctly.
So it's
My
like Lego
signature
meets
piece-
Tetris meets furniture.
Exactly.
Right, cool.
It's a small space. It needs to hold lectures. It needs to hold readings. It needs to be an open space to go through. So all of those things could be done with just small little blocks that are
Cool.
put into each other. Yeah.
All right, more, Tina.
We have these modules, right? And it exchanges between the planters and the seating. And then we just had to make a few, additions that I'm not completely...
What is it? I mean, is that like for a parasol?
It's
or
a
something?
parasol holder.
Yeah.
We just had a bench before here, and then you kind of design as you go. A public space that is still intimate, and although you are sitting mid-city, this green curtain kind of gives you that seclusion, just a tiny bit of it, and then of course the smell. I'm touching the olivenwood.
Oh yeah, man.
That's it. It's a funky one.
Oh, yeah.
It smells like olives.
Yeah,
I have it.
totally. Yeah, it is. Wow, yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow your mind with some citronenverbene.
Go, blow my mind.
I will blow. Where are you? This one is not citronenverbene, but it's very similar.
Do I eat it or does it smell
No, you
like?
smell it. You smell it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then this one is my all-time favorite.
That's like
It is-
candy almost.
Yeah. Try this one. This one is like, oh,
What is that?
that's citronenverbene.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. And it's just
Which we don't know what is the English translation.
we do
but-
not know. We do not know what the. Hey, we need to incorporate a lot of wildflowers because the pollinators right now have it really difficult in cities. So this whole thing, part of my mission is also to promote biodiversity and just expand this fields of wildflowers because they do have space. There is space for wild nature within cities. We just need to incorporate it while we're building in the design process because it doesn't take anything away. Everybody's afraid, oh, but there's so much maintenance. Yes, there is a little bit of maintenance, but the amount that it gives back. So here we have again a little nook. And then over there, again, a little nook. It's the red thread of it. It's the nook.
Yeah.
And then here we have a little, again, a nook, but a turned around nook. So a funny thing, when we, all things happen in a city. You can only plan so much.
Yeah.
And what happens then? Shit happens, right?
Yeah.
So the first day, so when we planted the flowers, a lot of them got stolen.
Oh really?
And people stole. Literally, they took it
Shut
out.
up, what are you
And
talking for? Wait, no, the camera guy's laughing now too. Marcel, focus.
We actually had a video online where the client was filming me because I was just ranting. Who would do such a thing?
Yeah.
I just went at them like they were murderers. Who
But
would
do they
take-
still do it?
No. They don't.
It's like they got their fill.
They got
have a
their
nice
fill.
little garden on their balcony and now they're done. Okay.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So knock on wood, they stopped. But however, see, this is again the city. Things just happen. It's just such a wonderful mechanism.
In a way, it's irritating that people are like, all the work you put into it and everything. Isn't it kind of a win that people say, oh my God, those are beautiful, I want them? Like, it's not cool to steal the plants that you put in, but
It
like in a
was.
way, it's kind of like, yeah, they didn't burn the house down. They just took the really nice plants
Exactly.
because they want them.
So yes, it was. It was
Yeah.
a victory, and then it was also very irritating. Yes,
Yeah.
you
An
don't know what to-
irritating victory.
Yeah, exactly.
There
You
you
don't
go.
know what to do with it.
Yeah, cool.
But then, the most amazing thing happened. The parking guard that kept coming by, he was so in love with the project. He kept coming by. In the last days, he came with his wife after work
Oh,
to
really?
show her how beautiful it is. And then I told him what happened. And then he had a friend that had a little plant, like a, I don't know, garden shop or something. And he came by with 5 plates of new flowers for us.
Oh, wow.
They
Cool.
just wanted to donate
Just
flowers.
a guy,
Just
like a citizen, yeah.
a citizen, and he came by, and there he goes, gives us the flowers.
Oh, that is so cool. That's a sign, right, man?
It's a sign.
It's also a cool job, though, right? You get to walk around the city all day long like a flaneur, and you get to give tickets to motorists. It's just like the dream job. I think it's a dream job. Anyway,
we thought about just how can you make it more and more flexible, more and more uses. So we thought, hey, let's make a little tunnel where kids can crawl through.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So you have dogs and kids and they can go through, and the magic of small project is the little things because you can put that little piece of candy on.
have you changed the layout of all the modular, elements since people started using it? And you could see that, wait, they're not actually using it the way we want it, so we're going to actually adapt it to their behavior, or have people sort of done some minor changes?
They are able to change seating spaces with the little boxes, so they are able to go around. But for now, I think I would of course have to ask the librarians that are here all the time, should there be any tweaks. But for now, they're using it as intended.
Okay, cool. They're using it as intended, but damn, I'm not learning from the behavior of the, you know what I mean? Like when in our work, we want people to teach us stuff. And so it's kind of it's a win kind of like half win.
Well,
way, right?
I've definitely learned that people will put their feet up as soon as it's possible. People will sit on the edge. They will go on things, and it's. I come from a very clean Slovenian household. It just drives me crazy.
Okay,
it gives me one of those.
Tina.
It just it gives me that.
But they're using it, man. Feet
they're
up
using
and they're using it. It's
exactly.
outdoor space, so you kind of have an expectation. If people come into my home and put up dirty, muddy shoes on my coffee table, I'm going to go, really? Well, they wouldn't even be allowed in. They'd have to take them off. This is Scandinavia, but that would be weird. But it's outdoor space. It feels like I should be able to put my feet up anywhere here. I'm not on a bus.
And also, it gives that whole point, being in a living room. So it is a little bit of a kind of a living room situation here. I think it's great, even though I'm annoyed with the smudge and muddy footprints, but still, I love it. I think it's great how people are just taking in the whole design and just really feeling comfortable, really feeling safe. In the human library, there's people that have dealt with incest and rape and things that we can't imagine, and the feeling of safety when you have OCD, when you have anxiety. So it's very important when you work in that kind of a process that you make something that makes people feel safe. And
people feel safe here?
I think yes. Definitely, I've seen people enjoying here, and it does give that comfort and warmth, especially because it's a good scale for everything. I
mean, you can choose where you want to sit. You can sit face to face. You can sit side by side. You can sit like enclosed up with a back against the wall if you want that, anthropologically.
And different distances also, right? Because some people can, for example, this is my natural personal space because I am from a small village, and this is where I'm comfortable at. When a person is suffering from OCD and anxiety, it is very important for them to be able to be a little bit remote.
You've been showing me the whole garden, and we have been conveniently avoiding the pièce de la résistance in the middle, and you really wanted to show me this, don't you?
Yeah, I really want to show you. I'm coming. I really want to show you.
It's not a big reveal because it's just right there.
I have to say, I have put in blood, sweat, and tears, literally.
Really?
I have cut myself. I have broke down crying in the last stretch. I couldn't do it anymore. This thing.
Really?
Yes, that.
But did it pay off in the end?
Oh my God, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Because how do you swing? This is the whole point, right? So the central.
Are you swinging now?
I'm swinging.
Me too. My foot's on the ground swinging us, and yours is too. Okay, well, we got a good dynamic there. All right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's just the thing when you talk, but then you're also on this movable element that just kind of rocks you. It just gives you a little bit of that calmness.
Yeah.
Because the client gave me free range again, I was just like, what can we, this is a place of dialogue. This is a place of debate. This is a place of realization. What can you do? So you have this old concept called the dialogue chair. And I said, how does that work together with the swing? And I put it in, and the client loved it. Now, this swing is a hair sofa. It's not godkendt. So we didn't have the permission to.
It's a garden sofa.
It's a garden sofa, technically.
According to who's technical?
According to somebody called the legepladsinspektør. We have
the playground inspector.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's something we have in Denmark. You make something, and you have to call these people, and they come check it out. If you're allowed to use it in public space, because people can get hurt.
In the bizarre bureaucratical world of garden urbanism, there's categories and classifications.
Yes.
So what does that mean that this is a garden sofa?
You tell me.
But is it a good thing or a bad thing that it's a
I don't
garden
know.
sofa?
We're allowed to have it. That's all that matters.
Okay, so it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
we're allowed to have it. Yeah, it's approved.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. The way you delivered that line was like, oh, it's a garden, so it was like some kind of huge problem for you. But no, okay, awesome.
I don't know. I should send you the email. I kind of don't understand. So the guy is saying, yeah, you can use it, but it's not approved as a swing. So what the fuck?
So it's not a swing, it's a garden sofa.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's kind of the whole point of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, because in the end of the day, who cares what the email says as long as we're able to use it,
right?
right?
I know, right? As long as there's a little green stamp on it or something,
And
yeah.
there's so many rules around the swing. I have to tell you something else about the sofa. The frame. So we're here sweating away, making the garden. And this lady, Maritza, who is a Cuban immigrant to Denmark, she runs her own kindergarten in Frederiksberg. And she comes by, she's like, oh my God, I love this project.
Wait,
And
I know
explain-
her.
Maritza Nielsen.
Yeah, like she's Cuban and
Yeah!
she went to my Felix, my son, went to that kindergarten, that daycare. Okay, that's wild. Anyway.
Such a small world.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she donated the thing to us because she thought that the project was so cool.
What
Comes
thing?
by the frame.
The frame?
The frame. This is such an expensive. This is like 17,000 krona frame. You know this
Wow.
thing. And we just, splashed some paint on it. We just used it because it was a perfect frame. The pieces were just falling into place. We had so little time, yet we could do it. And it's one of those, broad ones for the nest swing. So here you go.
So that's another person who walked past going, that's really cool. Let me help, or let me contribute, right?
Exactly.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Now I've seen really cool public seating exactly like this, where people are invited to speak facing different directions, but I've never seen it on a swing before. Is this kind of a new thing? I mean, I didn't Google it before I came.
I hope so. It, was born in here, and then it was just made. I actually made it myself at home. I had the frame welded together, but then the wood, I wanted to have the final stretch. So the whole thing, I I also do carpentry also, and I do furniture. So this was it was this cherry on top of a sundae. It was just so nice to make it. It was that final thing, that final crown on top of this beautiful project that it was just, it came through, and I'm so happy with it, and people love it.
Okay, so big picture. Why do we need this, first of all, in Copenhagen? A lot of people have an image of Copenhagen as this glossy, kind of completed city. It's not. It's, there's issues like everywhere else. But why do we need this in Copenhagen and in this neighborhood? What's the social value of this?
This is such a broad question. There are so many things that come into mind. It's just about making something that will stop people in their path during the day and just hold them down and give them that 5 minutes of peace where they can sit down within a hustle and bustle of a city and just wrap themselves, with a book between the flowers and just be a little bit feeling like they're, because it's not a park, but it's better than a park because you have somewhere to sit, and it's so convenient because you're walking past it.
Yeah.
And why we need more temporary things is because we can just learn about public space, about human habits so much faster. Like making things out of concrete and stone is great for long term, but right now as society we are changing so fast that our public space has to keep up. And right now what we're trying to do, we're trying to lower carbon emissions, we're trying to increase biodiversity, and this just fits in. And if you do temporary public spaces, you can just service the people faster, cheaper, lighter, and that's the whole thing with placemaking.
This is just a strip mall, the garden urbanism version of the strip mall, and I think I prefer this to a strip mall.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? So it is very important that you throughout the city offer as many fine-grained little activities to do, and not it's free to sit here, it's pleasant to sit here, and this is what you need. I talk to people, I just go, hey, do you like the project? In my broken Danish.
Yeah.
And people just love to explain what they love about the project. Some people love the concept of the human library. Yeah. Some people just love the garden. We need it because all of the people that come by, they love it. That's why we need it.
When you're like cycling around Copenhagen, are you looking at all these other spots where something like this could be put into place? I mean,
yes.
Are there a lot? I mean, once you see something, you don't unsee it, right? Of course. So
yes.
I mean, you've identified already on the urban landscape. Whoa, we could have one there. It could be super temporary for a month, or it could be more permanent. I mean, yeah. So you got a whole map in your head, I bet.
Yes, I do. These temporary places, they're a thing right now.
Yeah.
They're gonna help us discover a lot. And when you go through the city, oh my God, there's countless of places where you could do something fun.
Yeah. All right, cool. We got to do stuff, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We have to keep on moving.
Yeah.
It's just.
No, I mean, you and me, we got to do stuff. Like.
Oh yeah. We have to do stuff.
This is so inspiring. I know what you've been doing, but I mean, still sitting here is so cool, man. And I'm loving the swing.
Yeah, the swing is awesome.
So it's really hard to interview somebody who talks as much and as fast as I do. So it's going to be fun to edit this together. But hey, all right, cool, girl. Boom.
It's 11.
It's 11 o'clock, right? So we got to wait for 11 dongs there. All right, hang on. Noise pollution in the city.
Noise
God.
pollution. Hey, by the way,
I'm secular. I don't want to hear that.
Proud Places. No, they're called Pod Places. Talking about Proud Places. You know that podcast?
Yeah.
They were just talking about how moving to Europe, this thing with the church bells ringing, it's a whole new thing. They don't do it in the States.
We used to do it a lot more here, where a lot of people, because this is one of the most secular countries on the planet, so a lot of people are going, yeah, I just moved here, and why do I have to hear that ding-dongy thing? Because I have a phone, I have a watch, I don't need to know what time it is. So a lot of churches have stopped ringing the bells unless it's a wedding or a funeral or whatever they ring their bells for. I don't even give a shit. But so yeah, it's actually the number of churches that ring bells has dropped because people just don't want that intrusion in their daily life, which is hilarious. If you come from a religious country, it's like, oh my God, the churches should ring their bells. You know, like Italy, man, they're ding-donging all day long. But here it's like, yeah, that's really rare to hear bells ringing the time.
To me, the sound of the city, it is a church bell. But on the other hand, I am so against institutionalized religion that it hurts my, insides. But then again, it's such a pleasant city sound,
No, when I'm in Italy,
how do you detach it from the actual, evil that beholds within?
Yeah, oh God, this is a whole different episode. My God, secularity in urbanism. I don't even know. Yeah, but damn.
I kind of like it today, but tomorrow I'm gonna be super pissed off. Why is this ringing all the time?
I know, get it out of my head.
Yeah.
All right, so